Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and another HLR Hot Lap. Last week we went through how to sign up on the website and what sort of cars were used, and this week's sort of the next round in the series, and we're actually it's quite different. So we're in A class this week, A700 as the max, and we're in the Sport Touring homologated class. So cars like the BMW M4 GTS, the Kia Stinger, the Alfa Quadrifoglio, and this Ford Falcon XR8, which is a pretty cool car actually, you know, derivative of the race car, the V8 supercar that races in all the championships in Australia. And remember that this car's essentially a Mustang under the bonnet, really, for a different market. So while there are a lot of other cars in this class, then you know, this one is my favourite to drive around this circuit. So let's get into the build. I'll show you the build, I'll show you the tune, and take you around a lap of actually Prague full reverse we're doing this week. So quite a different skill set from Spa in the previous week where we were driving the Lancer. No all drive conversion, no sort of turbo or engine change or anything like that. Race aerodynamics, rear wing looks pretty cool with the rear wing on actually. I think this is quite an understated car. It sort of hides its performance quite a lot. The Mustang, which is sort of similar under the bonnet to this, is quite an in-your-face car, and you know, it's got the big brake lights on the back and the huge sort of mouth, sort of shark mouth at the front. But this is quite understated. You know, you could mistake it for a normal sort of family saloon. So onto the tyres, race compound and full tyre width. We have some absolutely huge tyres on the back of the 315 section tyres, and they are just huge, bigger than you get on the back of a 911. So that's going to give us some serious grip coming out of some of the sort of slower corners around Prague, which is always nice to have. And obviously the front will give us some good grip, sort of turning into those long, faster corners along with the aerodynamics. So just a sport street drive line this time. Just the last thing I sort of tend to adjust is the drive line. Obviously the race differential. We need race brakes. Take a look at how much weight this saves on this car. So you're at 3,179 pounds down to 3,133, so a serious saving there. Race springs, make sure you don't put the drift ones on, otherwise you'll be adjusting steering angle and all that sort of thing, and then you know, drifting around the corners really not gonna help you too much around Prague, although you know, pretty nice track to actually drift around, which is cool. Race weight reduction. It's a big old car, this. It starts at over 4,000 pounds, so we need to keep the weight down. It's got a lot of power, so this build is all about maximising that power to weight ratio. So we've got quite a few acceleration zones on Prague, and quite a few long corners, and if you've got a heavy car, it's really going to take its toll around those long corners, because you've got a lot of weight leaning on the outside tyre, on the suspension. So you know, the whole build is to keep the weight down. Got a sport engine block there, and that's the last upgrade on engine, so should end up at 509 brake horsepower, which is pretty, you know, a considerable amount, I'd say, and enough for Prague. It's quite a handling track. We've got the full tyre width, so 28 on the tyre pressures like normal. It's got no gearbox, sort of race gearbox in it. You'll notice 4th to 5th gear is really long, and we'll see that on the track in a minute. Quite a neutral sort of camber toe caster setup. Set up a little bit for oversteer on the anti-roll bars, but actually you need that turn in around Prague because it's got some long corners, and if you're running wide on the first half of them, then you're really not going to get into the corner. Ride height's up a bit. There are some bumps, some scrapes along the floor, and we want to avoid that as much as possible. Quite high rebounds, keep the grip up. Full aero, probably could get away with leaving a bit off the back, but I've kept it there for now. Braking how you want it, although I tend to have it sort of slightly below the 50%. Now the D-cell diff, quite high. We want to know what the car's doing when we take the power off around these longer corners. We don't want it to oversteer uncontrollably. So 15%, probably could put it up a little bit more. So start the lap on Prague using the braking line. It's actually one of the first times I've been around Prague on Forza 7, so I spent the morning learning it. We're actually racing against the current top time on the HLR boards, which is HLR Bubba in a Shelby GT350R, which is got, you know, a bit better stats than our little Falcon that we're driving here. It's not as quick in a straight line, although it gets off the corners nicely and it's quite a lot of handling. So you see we sort of reel it in a little bit down the straight here, and we're able to brake a bit better. But you can see that sort of first section of the turn, it is able to really, that's where it gains its time. But the front end on that car is quite spectacular actually. But we could blast past it down the straight. Tricky corner this. You can sort of take it as a double apex, but do you want to get too close to this wall on the left? I don't think so. Sort of keep a bit of momentum. Bubba goes really wide on the entry to this corner, but I actually dive into it and sort of take it as a double apex and sort of 6 of one and half a dozen the other there. So different lines, same outcome there. Difficult corner to get right, completely ignoring the braking line. I dab the brakes before the crest on the right hand side and see how much I can power up the hill, and that's actually one of the main areas we do gain on Bubba there. This one, gently on the power, it's really easy off the camber there to get the back end out, and that's just going to ruin you down the hill. There's a bump just in the middle of the corner. You can just see the car scrape along the floor there, meant me to raise the ride height slightly. And there's that long 5th gear. Look how much the revs drop. We still maintain speed. Try and get as close to this wall on the right hand side as possible to make the braking into the last corner as straight as possible, and across the line we're going to go, and you can see it's sort of pulling away from Bubba there. Overall a good lap, I'd say. Still you know, a few tenths to come from the car, and also the build. Potentially I'll have a little bit more of an experiment. There is actually another build that I shared with the first stage of the roll cage in, which is a little bit heavier, got a little bit more power, and feels a little bit more flat through the corner. So worth checking that one out as well to see how you get on, and obviously, you know, let me know in the comments what you think of this setup and build, and if you can improve it, then yeah, do let me know. So go sign up on the website, give it your best shot, and you know, look forward to seeing your times populate on their the HLR website. So just a quick video again, guys, as we look at this Falcon again in the sort of marine blue that it comes stock as, some Dymo wheels, which are quite fun. I quite like those rims. Yeah, just a quick video. If it, you know, obviously found it helpful, give it a like. Make sure you subscribe, because I'll be doing a lot more of these sort of build and tune guides in the future, and you know, give the video a thumbs up and let me know how you get on. Cheers, guys.